Today I just wanted to talk a bit more about investing and what I think is the best way to start investing. If you've never invested before, or if you're a bit unsure of where to start, or if you're a bit nervous about starting, I think this way is the best way to start, especially if you've got just a little bit of money to start investing with. I absolutely understand the fear of getting into the stock market, especially at the moment with all the volatility and the fact that it's dropped so much in the last couple of months. But I think this method is a really good way of getting your feet wet, testing things out and getting a feel for what it's like to get into the stock market without risking a large amount of money. So the method I'm referring to is known as micro investing. Micro investing usually is a service that invests a small amount of money for you over time using a method called dollar cost averaging. The great thing about this method is that you can get a taste of investing in the share market with as little as $5 or $10. And it also picks the shares for you that it invests in, so you don't have to spend hours researching, understanding the share market to start. So let me explain a bit more about micro investing as well as dollar cost averaging more in depth. So as I just mentioned, micro investing is basically a service that allows you to invest small amounts of money consistently over time. Usually with a typical fully fledged broker, you have to pay at least $15 to $20 per trade. So when you sell a share and when you buy a share, you have to pay a trading fee. And this means that you have to be investing at least $1,000 or more to make it worth your while so that you can make back the fees that you pay just in trading. However, with a micro investing platform, you typically pay very small fees, and in return you can invest small amounts of money. You don't need to invest a big chunk of $1,000 at once. You can invest $5 or $10 here and there. For me, the best micro investing service that I've found so far is called Raiz. The way Raiz works is that you link it to your bank account, and every time you spend money on your debit card that's linked to that account, it'll round up each transaction to the nearest dollar. So for example, if you buy a coffee on your debit card for $4.50, it'll round up the $4.50 to $5, and that 50 cents on top of the $4.50 will be invested into your portfolio. With Raiz, you can choose what type of portfolio you want to invest in. So there's different levels of risk. So as you keep investing, it'll keep rounding up those transactions and invest the spare change into your investment portfolio. I personally think this is the best way to start investing for 3 reasons. The first reason is that it requires little effort and pretty much no discipline. Because the roundups are just automatically linked to your account and the money just gets automatically debited from your account, you can just set it and forget it. For me personally, I sometimes go weeks or even months without checking my Raiz account or even thinking about it, because it's just always there in the background, constantly investing, constantly putting just little bits of money at a time into the share market. The second reason why I think it's a really great place to start is that it just gives you a feel for the share market and for investing without having to, outlay like $1,000 or $2,000 right at the start. You can just start with like $5, $10, $15, $20, and you just get a feel for how it feels to have your money in the share market. You can watch it as it grows, you can watch it as it fluctuates, goes up and down, because it will with the market fluctuations. But it's a really great way of giving you a sense of what it's like and how it feels to be invested in the share market. The third reason why I think it's such a great place to start investing is because Raiz shows you the different individual shares that it's investing your money into. Most of them are exchange traded funds, but you can do research on all the different shares that you're invested in, because naturally you'll be more interested in them if your money is going into them. And as you research them, you'll just naturally begin to learn more about the share market. You'll be able to see where your money's going. You'll be more interested in figuring out how it works. And this will just naturally progress into greater confidence and level of understanding of the share market. So if you do decide to use Raiz, it basically uses a methodology or investing philosophy known as dollar cost averaging. What this basically means is investing a consistent amount of money on a regular basis over a very long period of time. The huge benefit of this methodology is basically that it takes advantage of the fact that over the long term, the share market worldwide has always gone up. Now, of course, we have periods of time where the share market will drop dramatically, and even during normal years, it'll fluctuate up and down quite a bit. But over the long term, even if you look back over the past 100 years, over the long term, the share market always continually, steadily rises on average. which is where dollar cost averaging comes in. If you're consistently investing the same amount of money over the long haul, you will average out your return to match the overall market. This means that you aren't so much at risk of the big downturns, as well as being at risk of buying too high, because you're consistently putting the same amount of money no matter if the market's down or if the market's up, and therefore over the time you'll end up getting a really decent return over the long haul. So if you think you'd like to try out micro investing, I definitely recommend giving Raiz a go. I've been using it for about 4 years now, and I've found it really great. Like over the last 4 years, I've had on average about an 8% return a year, which I think is pretty great. I've recommended it to heaps of my friends and they've all really loved it and got into it. Feel free to use the link in the description if you want to sign up. It'll give you a free $5 when you sign up, and I'll get a $5 as well, so feel free to use that link. And I really hope that that's helped you on your investing journey. It really helped me a lot when I first discovered Raiz, so I hope that will really help you as well. If you want to see some more videos on personal finance, then feel free to subscribe. If this video was helpful to you at all, feel free to leave me a like because it will help me on my YouTube journey. Other than that, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.